I met my husband while we were in the uni, and I'm so glad that I met him. Abia says, are you pregnant? Can you share your fried rice recipe? One advice I'll give to anyone looking for career opportunities, not just in the UK but anywhere you find yourself in the world, is do not limit yourself. I remember that I landed my first collaboration on Instagram when I had just 2,500 followers. Can you recommend a place to shop affordable kids and adult clothing in the UK? I mean, this question, affordable to you might not be affordable to me, and the first thing you need to do if you need to buy a house in the UK is to make sure that you have a good talks about contraception and loads of things about motherhood. And so next question here says, how did you get your daughter to talk so early? Can you share why did you start creating content? What steps did you take to kickstart your YouTube journey? Now let's get into it. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Honestly, this feels kinda weird, but I am so glad that this is finally happening. For the longest time, I've always wanted to create or launch my own YouTube channel, and I'm so glad that this is finally happening. Earlier this year, I said one of my goals was to launch my channel, and also I know that I had so much to share. I wanted to create long form content, and here we are launching the YouTube. Thank you so much for anyone watching right now. Thank you so much for starting this journey with me. Thank you for riding with me. Trust me, it's gonna be a great time here. And I want to say, if you've not subscribed yet, please press the subscribe button and turn on notification bell so that you can know whenever I upload any video. So while I was thinking of what my first YouTube video would look like, I thought of doing a question and answer segment where people would ask me questions and I would answer them. So I went on my Instagram story and told people to ask me questions that I would be answering them in my first YouTube video, which I got lots of questions, but I was able to compile all of them into 12 questions, which I will be answering today. So the first question I got here says, what kind of content would you be posting on YouTube? Right, so for YouTube, it's going to be quite similar to what I'm already doing on Instagram, but just a bit different. So I'm going to be sharing content on motherhood, where I'm going to be sharing about things that I've learned as a first-time mom hacks. I'm going to be sharing loads of mama and mini outfit inspiration. I'm going to be sharing talks about contraception and loads of things about motherhood. And also I'm going to be sharing about home as well. I'm going to be sharing home cooking, where I'm going to be sharing loads of food recipe with you guys, home decor, home DIY, home cleaning, home shopping, and all of that, and also home hacks as well. I'm going to be sharing vlogs, daily vlog, day in the life vlogs, and all of that. Next question says, what steps did you take to kickstart your YouTube journey? So for this question, to kickstart my YouTube journey, for me, I feel like YouTube is a big thing. So the first thing I did was to speak to friends who were already doing YouTube, because I feel like there's so much to learn. So I spoke to them, ask them questions about YouTube music, what kind of apps do they use to edit, all of those questions. So another thing I was doing was to make sure that I was watching loads of YouTube videos. So I was watching videos of people within the niche that I wanted to create on, to see how it's been done, what do they do. There is for me, a good way to learn is watching people do it to see how it's been done. So those were the ways I kickstart the journey for YouTube. So next question says, what's the first thing to do when planning to buy a house in the UK? I want to buy a house but do not know anything about it, and how much do I need to save? So for this question, I do plan to have a separate video on how to buy a home in the UK. So hopefully you get more details when I do shoot that video. But answering this question, the first thing you need to do if you need to buy a house in the UK is to make sure that you have a good credit score. And also, talking about how much you need to save, really how much you need to save depends on the kind of house you want to buy, whether old, whether new, whether it's a big house or it's a small house. And trust me, it doesn't really matter what your first house is. It doesn't matter if it's a small house or it's a big house. The fact that it's your house is the thing. How do you land brand collaborations? I remember that I landed my first collaboration on Instagram when I had just 2,500 followers, and this was because I used this company's product and I took a photo of my daughter, tagged the brand, and they reached out to me because they liked the photo. So one way to reach out to get brand collaboration is tagging the brands when you use their product. Another way I would say that helped me is that I added my email to my bio, my profile on Instagram, so it's easy for brands to reach out to me directly, or if they don't want to send a DM, they can easily reach out to you via email. So making your email visible is another way for you to get brand collaborations. And another thing that I know a lot of people say that helps, which I am also planning to do regularly, is to pitch brands. So I've seen a lot of people pitch brands directly, send brands email, and that way they're able to get brand collaboration, which is one of the things I'm also planning to do. Also, some people join PR agencies. I do not belong to any PR agency at the moment, but yes, if I see anyone, I'm happy to join. But yes, people do get brand collaborations by joining PR agencies. But the two things I would say that has worked for me is the fact that I made my email visible, and if I use any brand product, I do tag them as well, especially if it's a brand I really want to work with. So next question says, can you recommend a place to shop affordable kids and adult clothing in the UK? I mean, this question, affordable to you might not be affordable to me, and affordable to me might not be affordable to you. Well, I shop my daughter's clothing mostly from Matalan. However, I sometimes shop from Shein. I also shop from Asda, and whenever Next or River Island is on sale, occasionally when they're on sale, I do shop from them. And for myself, I shop mostly from Boo, and also there is this brand which I don't know if most people do know about. It's called Secret Sales. They do sell a lot of high street, high-end designers clothing at affordable prices. I don't know how they do it, but yes, if you just go on the website Secret Sales, I've shopped there before. I've shopped items from River Island, big brands, and got them at really affordable prices compared to buying from the shops themselves. The next question here says, can you share your fried rice recipe? Oh well, there is going to be a separate video about this fried rice recipe, so don't worry, I'm going to be sharing a full video about this fried rice recipe. Next question says, how and why did you start creating content? For me, creating content was a positive accident. It's an accident that I'm grateful for, because when I started creating content, it was when I had my daughter. I didn't even have the intention of creating content consistently. I just wanted to share things. As a first-time mom, I was just sharing content on my social media page with no intention, and at the end of the day, people started getting to like it. People would ask me questions, where did you get this from? And I started to love what I was doing, and that was how I found myself here. What is one advice that you would give to an immigrant looking for career opportunities in the UK? I'm going to be using myself to answer this question. One advice I would give to anyone looking for career opportunities, not just in the UK, but anywhere you find yourself in the world, is do not limit yourself. I remember when I first got into this country and I would see jobs that were paying 30,000, 40,000, and I would say to myself, even after reading the job description and I know that I can do it, I would say to myself, Nikki, they can't pick you. You're not going to get that job. Which is one thing that I used to do back then, but I'm so grateful that I don't have that mindset again, and it is one advice I'll give to anybody. Another thing I used to do is, if I want to apply for a job and they're going to pick just one person, I would say to myself, oh, they're going to pick one person, don't apply for this job, they're not going to pick you. Limiting yourself, thinking you can't do it. And I think I stopped having the mindset, I would say 1 year, 1.5 years back, and I said to myself, no, people that are in this position do not have two heads, so why would you limit yourself? So my big advice is, do not limit yourself. If you see anything you know you can do or you want to do, go for it. How do you navigate motherhood, wifehood, career, and content creation? And where did you meet your hobby? So I met my husband while we were in the uni, and I'm so glad that I met him. talking about how I navigate motherhood, career, and content creation. To be very honest, it's not something that is easy, but I am winging it. I just make sure that I organize myself. I'm someone who can be very organized. I make sure that I organize myself. I have a to-do list that I work around with to make sure that I'm organizing what I need to do every day, and just to make sure that everything is going in order, and to make sure that nothing is lagging behind. So next question here says, how did you get your daughter to talk so early? Well, I would say one thing I know helped us was the fact that even before she clocked 1 year, we were having conversations with her. I remember at 3 months, we were already reading books to her. Even before 3 months, when she was 0 months, we had a book from our local library in black and white. We would read it to her, and then as she was growing, we had colored books where we would read it to her, even though she didn't understand what was in the book, or we weren't sure whether she understood or not, but we were reading books to her, we were having that conversations with her, and I feel like all of those things actually helped her in talking early. However, we need to understand that children grow differently and they hit their milestone at different stages. So as long as your child or your children are hitting their milestone within the age bracket that they should, then you have nothing to worry about. But if they're not hitting the milestone when they should, then you can be concerned, and then you can see your doctor. Last question I have here says, are you pregnant? Okay, so if you had asked me this question this time 3 years ago, I would have said yes. Oh my god. So we finally come to the end of this Q&A session, and I am so glad that I finally did this. If you do have any question that you want to ask me, you can ask me in the comment, and I do hope you enjoyed watching this. If you do like this video, do give me a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, please. Please do subscribe, turn on your notification to know when next I post a video, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.